It goes back when I was chair of the legislature, and I started to realize as we're working out throughout the county that there's 8 IDAs. The left hand had no idea what the right hand was doing. We brought them all into the office to talk to them and simply saying, hey, what's going on? And I noticed everyone was rowing in a different direction. And, the hardest thing with economic development is rightfully so, every town, city, and village sets up their own team and they go out and they try to attract companies. And if they don't come, and I'll just say the city of Albany or Bethlehem or Queens or Bern, they don't say, well, it's not a fit for us, but you should look here, and to keep them in the county. And as I went around with this company when we were attracting them here, the only one that said that was Sean Ward in Green Island. It was nice when I sat there with Sean. He's like, look, we would love to have you here. It's not a fit, but Watervliet has what you're looking for. And to me, that was like the light bulb went off, and I'm like, we really got to change the way we do things here in this county, and we got to streamline it, and we have to make it seamless for contractors that come in to do business, to companies that want to do business here, and it really said to me, we have to step up our game if we want to be competitive. So we commissioned a study with Camoin in 2018, finally got it in 2019. Got Kevin involved. It was really having the right leadership around you and the people that could really believe. And I do want to thank the legislature then, and I want to thank Andrew Joyce too as chair, and every legislator that's here, because without you, we can't make this happen. To have a one-stop shop where we can say, here you go, we're going to move you around the offices, and you're going to figure it out. That's what we wanted, and a presence that we're sitting there going, look, we're in this together, and it's not working against the other 19 municipalities. It's working with them to make their lives easier. And that's what we want at the end of the day. It's giving opportunity and hope for residents to have their first job or get a better job so they can buy a house or buy a better car or do things they don't do. One of the things that would have never happened, Plug Power. It would have never stayed here, and we made Plug Power stay here. There's so many things going on, and that's what we wanted at the end of the day. The partnership with the legislature and this whole concept of what we're doing here is to make sure that, sometimes government we got to get out of the way a little bit, and we got to make sure that people can do things. I've learned that Senator Breslin, your leadership over the years in the Senate has been inspirational, and in your guidance. I do want to recognize some of the partners, and I know I did talk about them briefly, but our board members, for your dedication, for being involved with this, and guiding us. The LTAC Loan Fund, it's one thing I talked about, Mark, over the years. It was good to bring it back in house under the county. Sean Ward and I had these conversations, for more of an economic development tool to help set the foundation to what we're trying to do. Obviously the land bank, the IDA, and the CRC, which we talked about. Adam Saranko. Adam, thank you for your leadership in the land bank. It was nice that we had the vision to come together and say we need to create a land bank to take it all out and try to mainstream things. And it has by far transformed neighborhoods and blight. It changes lives, and it gives hope to people that wouldn't be able to buy a house, to give an opportunity to rehab it, make it their own, and take so much pride in it. I think it's so important to set the stage and message for economic development and for doing business in this county. You have to invest to get success.
One-stop shopping is the only thing you have to remember. Get business in here and go with the attitude that you have to prove to them, they don't have to prove to you. Because it's a two-way street, and there's always a lot of other counties, towns, villages who are competing for the business.
You have to know who to call and how to get the information. It's not having all the information, it's how to access that information. That's exactly what a one-stop shop is in terms of economic development. And that's why it is so key. Part of this is being here, being on site, being accessible to the businesses, to government, to more, in terms of knowing who to turn to for the answers, to cut through so much of what is referred to as red tape. But whether it is Plug Power, whether it is the Wadsworth Labs, whether it is even 787 or the port, the Albany port, and the 500 jobs that we're all anxious to see, part of this is making sure that we are coordinating and collaborating.
When the county executive embarked on his study with Camoin and started talking about economic development in Albany County, you could tell there was an undercurrent. There was a bit of a buzz that was forming. And the county executive had conversations with Sean Ward, who is a true practitioner and a knowledge base for us in the legislature, who leads our Committee on Economic Development. You could tell something was happening. And then COVID hit. But this is the same point that we brought Kevin on. We brought his team in. but we could tell something exciting was happening. So bipartisan support in the legislature in Albany County for what we were doing. The county executive had mentioned it before. It takes investment. We did budget over the past several years, for the alliance to give them that capability. We have to have a discussion with our leadership in the state legislature going forward on how we can continue to have sustainable funding stream, not only for Kevin, but this incredible team that he's assembled here.
Oftentimes, projects like this are led by the private sector, but with Plug Power going out to Vista, it was the cooperation and coordination of Dan McCoy, Andrew Joyce, Dennis Feeney, and Bill Clay, along with the two town supervisors, Dave Van Leuven and Doug LaGrange, that made this happen. But for those individuals, that project simply would not be in Albany County.
Much has been accomplished, but time changes and moving forward. And I'm glad to be able to say the Albany County is moving forward to meet the needs of the time and its creation of the Advanced Albany County Alliance. Since its creation, and a joint endeavor led by Chairman of the Albany County Legislature, Andrew Joyce, and Albany County Executive Dan McCoy, and supported by members of the legislature, we look forward to working together as a team to ensure Albany County the kind of strong economic and job growth for all the residents of Albany County.
Projects like Plug Power, okay, at the Vista Technology Park, it happened because we had a team collectively working together, public and private, to create 1,600 new jobs in Albany County. Manufacturing jobs is like hitting a home run in the bottom of the ninth. I mean, amazing. You've set the bar very, very high. But there's a lot more exciting and new things to come. And with the horsepower and the talent that has been assembled, we're working with offshore wind down at the Queens and Albany ports. And then now we're on the map. We're on the map statewide, we're on the map countrywide, and even internationally. I mean, people are starting to recognize and see what happened here in the last couple years. So at the end of the day, this means better employment opportunities for our county residents and a higher quality of life in Albany County. So I'm proud to serve as an Alliance board member and can say with confidence this is only the beginning, and thank you all for being here and supporting us.
When we talk about Plug Power, I realize, that's a mega project, right? The county land bank seems like small ball, but it really isn't, because it accounts for all the tax delinquent property responsibly done. We have a few big projects that we're going to be talking about pretty soon. And so it makes perfect sense that we're cohabitating together.
I just hope this continues to grow in the right direction and we continue to do extraordinary things. But again, Kevin, thank you, and everyone here, I appreciate it.